just no good anymore. It's just no good anymore. What is the loneliest? What is the loneliest? What is the loneliest number that you'll ever do?
Hey guys, M.V.K here, coming to you again with another comic review for you guys. Yeah, another comic review. Sorry guys it took so long for this comic review. I'm doing the celebration vids and I wasn't able to read my books from last week. So this review is actually from last week's books. I will get to this week's books as well. But I got a good selection of books for you guys, and let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to kick it off with Marvel, and first off is Amazing Spider-Man number 66, 666, 666. A beast. This is the prologue to Spider Island. Dan Slott does a good job writing this book. A very good job. It basically is another day in the life of Peter Parker. And you see Peter doing his job as Spider-Man, doing his job as working at Horizon Labs, doing his job as, with the FF, and having some time with the Avengers, but also dealing with the problems, what's been going on lately. We also get to see Peter in this use some more high-tech inventions that he's been creating for the book, for his arsenal. One of Spidey's villains from his rogues gallery appears in this book, and since this book has been out a week or so, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler who that is. Maury Bench, aka Hydro Man. Yeah, Hydro Man guest starred in this book. It was really good to see Hydro Man. He had taken out Gravity, Spider-Girl, and Firestar. Spidey comes along and takes him out just like that. It almost looked like he shot a spider tracer at him, but when it went inside of him, it froze him. And even Spider-Girl was like, man, he made that look so easy. Firestar was like, no quickie, no jokes, no banter, nothing like that. And Gravity was like, he made us look like we were useless. And then Firestar said something kind of funny. She was like, no, we're his friends. We're his spider friends. We have a poker game with the Avengers, and Peter's like, I'm surprised that you guys invited me to this game, and they're like, yeah, well, Iron Fist says, well, we don't invite you because you're spider sense. You're kind of technically a telepath, and you know if somebody's bluffing or things like that. And then Ms. Marvel comes and says, well, because of your money problems, but now that you're making some money, it's okay. And then Wolverine says, well, plus other than that, you talk too much. But Spidey had to leave anyway. He couldn't finish the game because he had to finish his martial arts training with Shang-Chi. And Shang tells him, he's coming along very well, enveloping his own style, the way of the spider. That's the name of his style. But his last opponent was actually Julia Carpenter, aka the new Madam Web. And Peter didn't want to do it because he's like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to hit her and everything like that. She can tell the future and everything like that. But miraculously, even Julia Carpenter couldn't even hit Spidey. So basically, she was proving that your training is coming along very well. And once again, she goes on and says, once again, and you don't even need your spider sense. Once again, bringing that up. We see the main antagonist villain basically around this book. But it was still good. Nonetheless, it was really good. And I blabbed on a little too long about this book, but it was good. Uh, FF number 7. Don't let the cover fool you. I bet you heard Gabi say that too. Don't let the cover fool you. There is no fight between Black Bolt and Ronan the Accuser. Once again, this is just a story of Black Bolt coming back, and yes, Black Bolt has 5 wives now. But even still, I still see only Medusa as his true wife. That's pretty much all this was. That's all it was. Uh, Incredible Hulks 633. Uh, Heart of the Monster. Part 4. This is Greg Pak's final run on the book before it's relaunched in October. So, uh, Hulk has gone nearly nuclear to the point where he's nearly becoming the world breaker again. And this woman here, I'm forgetting her name right now, forgive me, who is from the Dark Dimension, wants that power. So she tries to cohort him, and she kind of succeeds in a way. You know? So it's up to Amadeus Cho, Doctor Strange, and uh, Monica I can't pronounce her last name, to go to the Dark Dimension and pretty much help Bruce, uh, as well as make sure he comes back to help um, Rick and Jennifer Walters, who are poisoned right now. But not bad. It's once again, it's still going to be sad to see Greg Pak lead the book, but I'm kind of interested on to see how Jason Aaron's is going to do on the Incredible Hulk. But not bad. All right, the Mighty Thor number 4. Galactus wants to absorb the power of the World Tree. So it's basically the Asgardians versus Galactus. But more importantly, yes, it's a battle between Thor and Silver Surfer. And we get to see them kind of cut loose a little, because now the Asgardians are all souped up on in this new battle armor and things like that. Thor and Surfer battle on Mars, and Thor says something kind of cool. He's like, if you want to die on Mars, Surfer, I'll happy to oblige. You know, things like that. We also see like a mental battle between Odin and Galactus in this battle, in this fight, in this book. We also get to see what Loki is doing. Once again, Loki, no matter what his size is, he's still being mischievous as ever, and that's pretty much all it is. You know, it was, but it's still good nonetheless. It was not that bad. Fraction, it's not doing that bad on Thor. Not that bad, and that's surprising, isn't it? Well, Oliver Coipel's artwork shines in this book. Secret Avengers number 15. Nick Spencer, Scott Eaton artwork. Basically, as you can see the cover, it's Black Widow, Natasha. She basically goes, a newspaper company or so is printing what happened to Bucky, but they're basically saying that he's not dead. This book was all about what we comic fans are always saying, like comic book deaths don't really matter too much anymore, because odds are ones these characters are going to return. They play that up in this book. Natasha goes to this company and says, you know, Bucky's dead. Yes, I know it hurts, guys, me saying it. It hurts me even saying it. He's dead, and he's not coming back. So the younger people at this news company are saying that's crap, because death to you superhumans is not the same as death to us normal people. And they even use an example. They're like, look at that X-Men. What's her name? And one of the other person says Jean Grey. Yeah, she likes to come back almost all the time, and things like that. So they play that up in this book. It was really no action, just all dialogue in this book, but it was good dialogue. Um, Natasha goes on to say this. Have you ever been in a car wreck or car crash? She says, one of the person said, yeah. She says to that person, well, do you ever get back in that car? Are you quick to jump back into the car? He says, no. And she basically says, well, now just put that situation into what we have to deal with. We never really want, we don't never want to see somebody that we love, like, for example, Bucky come back. She's talking about Bucky come back because basically you're trying to move on from that. And that's pretty much how it was. But it was not that bad. It was actually good. The dialogue in this was really good between Natasha and the newspaper company. In the end, I'm not going to tell you what happened in the end, but let's just say something good came out of it. It was good. It was good, guys, nonetheless. Venom, number 5. Rick Remender, that was a good job. Venom has been really good for the first 4 issues. And this issue, once again, is showing off how good this book is. I am very much liking, I can clearly say now, guys, is that Flash has become his own Venom. He's not trying to be any other Venom. He's not trying to be Eddie Brock. He's not trying to be Matt Gargan. But he's his own Venom. And in this book, we see more of the relationship between Flash and his father. And that's pretty much what this book is more about. Not too much action, more dialogue between the relationship Flash and his father have. And it's not really good. It is not happy-go-lucky, His father is pretty much a drunk. He's a drunk. He gets drunk. He goes crazy. He'll beat up on people, things like that. And Flash's mom want Flash to go out looking for him. Flash is reluctant to do it, but in the end, he does it anyway to prove that he's nothing like his father. And that's pretty much all this book was about. But it was it was good because just the dialogue between and just seeing who was backing Flash up 100%. Whether it's Peter Parker or Betty Bryant, they're backing him up. But Flash Venom number 5 was good, nonetheless.